So basically what I will be doing is we're going to talk about different types of leadership. There's exactly 12 types of leadership, to be precise. And we're going to talk about building teams. What I see here is a great, strong team right in front of me. And you just need to start believing. You need to start putting this team together, because each and every one of you is blessed with a strength.
Amen.
Yeah? And what you need to find out is, what is my strength? Am I a good organizer? Am I a good communicator? Am I good with the finances? Yeah? So we will be looking at all these different aspects of the natural, and hopefully by the end of this class you will have a very good all-round knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Now most of you know obviously what we do, yeah? And these problems do occur, yeah? And I personally, when I was a star playing football, I'd go in the restaurant, people want my autograph, and and it was about me. And when I became a coach, and when my team lost, it was never my fault. It was the lack of understanding of my team, not enough effort, and everything. They were all fault. I wasn't the only one. I was prepared, I had a good tactic, everything, until you realize that you are part of a team, and
Amen.
you can only be a good leader or a good coach if you're willing to serve.
Amen.
Yeah? And if you don't want to serve, then you will never be. We will also talk about the 5 levels of acceptance in leadership.
Wow.
It's very, very important. People, if I start talking about you will understand. You go to work, yeah? So you have a boss. He's your leader, and he will give you an order, and you have to accept it. You may not agree with it, but if you don't, then you lose your job and you have no source of income. Yeah, that makes sense, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean that I accept him as my boss or leader. The highest level of leadership is when people want to follow you, when people trust you, when people believe in you, yeah, and they take it personally if they get things wrong. That's the highest honor you can have as a leader. And there's some more in between that we will be talking about. But imagine, I stand here before you and I say, oh, you do this and you do that, and you may do it because you think, okay, he's the boss right now and he's standing in front of me. But wouldn't it be much better if I were to ask you to do something and you would gladly want to do it?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah? And that is the highest level you can reach. And in between, there's obviously, the lowest form is, I say, the paid form. I get paid to do what I do. And the highest level is honoring, respecting somebody, which will be very, very important. So we are going to look at different styles of leadership. We're going to look at how can I build an effective team. And smart people, they don't have to know everything. They just need to know where is everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, if I want to build a church, yeah, a building, then I'm looking for a carpenter. Yeah? I have no idea how to, take a saw and saw something. But maybe there's a carpenter here. And it would be very stupid of me if I don't invite him to be a part of my team. If I have an architect, that's wonderful. Yeah? So you need, when you want to build teams, you need to look at opportunities, where they are, and you look at your resources, what is available to me. Yeah? If somebody falls sick right next to you, everybody says, is there a doctor here? That's natural, because they think, well, he should be able to help him. Or the chances of helping him are much higher if there was a doctor here. Yeah? So we will learn about how to make our team strong, okay, and how to use everybody's talent, each and every person, and how to make this team be successful. A successful team has also a definition. Most people define teams, like in sports, through the uniform. Yeah? They go out there and they show and say, look, I'm wearing the red shirt, and 11 or 15 or 20 other people wearing the same shirt. So we believe and we want to follow the same goal, and we want to reach and achieve the same goal. Yeah? Now, what problems happen there, which will always happen in teams, I can guarantee you that, is you have one player that wears golden shoes and has funky, freaky hairstyle. Yeah? Now, he's putting himself above the team. He's showing, I'm different. I'm the superstar, I'm the guy, I don't know, that wins the games for the guy. Yeah? So these people don't have the respect of the team. Because in one stage, the rest of the team just may stand there and say, well, you're the superstar, so why don't you just, win it all by yourself?
Yeah.
And he's not going to be able to do that because he depends on the rest of the team. Yeah? So when we will talk about the importance of teams, it will be also how to develop a good team. Yeah? Like I said, if we want to build a church, we're looking for an architect, we're looking for somebody who will take care of the finances, we're looking for a carpenter, and we're also looking for volunteers, people, who are just big and strong and help carry. Whatever it takes, okay? And reaching the same goal, but doing it in a positive, natural way. That is the important thing. And it took me personally a very, very, about 3 years to understand. Before success came to me and my team was after I understood that I am just a small part of the team. Yeah? And it's when we talked, when Pastor John talked about serving. Yeah? If I don't serve my team, it's not my team. Okay, so I'd like to start with the 12 styles of leadership. Now, most of you may know some of them. What would you say could be a style of leadership? If you want to lead someone, what would you think I need to be able to do?
Committed.
Persuasive.
Sorry?
Persuasive.
Persuasive, yeah. But a leader is, yes, you could say that, but
Encouraging.
encouragement is also, sorry?
Influence.
Yes.
Example. Be a good listener.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
mentality.
what if I were to tell you, I want you to do this. I want you to do that. I think this is better. I believe that if we do this, we will be successful. And me particularly.
Bold.
Autocratic.
There you go. That's that word I was looking for. Autocratic
Leadership.
leader. Do we know somebody who may be like that?
Maybe dictators.
Dictators usually are. Somebody who right now is considered to be an autocratic leader is the President of the United States.
Yeah.
I just said it a while
Yes.
ago.
I know you didn't want to say it,
Or the
Donald Trump.
but he is, from style of leadership, he's an autocratic leader. Okay? What else do we have?
Charismatic.
Charismatic. Ah, you've studied this. Okay, charismatic leader. Now, who would be a charismatic leader? Somebody who obviously has charisma.
Charisma.
Yes, very good. Do we know anybody? Could we mention anybody?
In the word,
John F.
or in the
Kennedy.
Bible,
Sorry?
in the Bible, or
Sure.
even in the
Yeah,
world
it
today.
doesn't, it can be, of course, in the Bible. Do
David,
we have a charismatic leader?
David, David,
Most certainly. Most certainly. Now, if I were to say, let us all decide together what we are going to have to eat. If Mr. Trump says, I want you to eat burger tonight, yeah?
That's
And
good.
if I were to say, who is in favor of what would you like to eat? What would that be? Giving you the choice.
Yes.
That would make me what kind of a leader?
Considerate.
Considering leader, yes, but that's not the word we're looking for.
Is that democratic?
There you go.
Ikaw na. You're the one.
Someone's
Would you
been
like
studying
to
it.
start?
What?
Democratic leader. A democratic leader is someone that wants the opinion.
Yeah,
It's
Democrat.
exactly the opposite of an autocratic leader. Okay? The autocratic leader wants to make the decision by himself. Okay? The democratic leader wants everybody involved in that decision. Okay? Now, let's talk about another form of leader. If I were to think, and I would say to myself, Pastor John is a very, very good leader, but I think I'm a better leader than he is. And I need to find a way to get rid of him.
Wow.
Rebellious leader.
Yeah? I would need to think of, if I were to talk to Pastor Nick, and if I were to talk to Pastor Charles, and if I could get them to agree with me,
Sorry.
okay, then maybe it's time for Pastor John to go. Yeah? Now, what am I thinking of?
Subversive. Subversion.
rebellion,
Oh, you lost, huh? Okay, I did an extra. I would be a strategic leader. Okay?
Strategic.
Okay. I would use a strategy to achieve my goals. Now, I said it, of course, in a very negative way. Yeah? But you can be a great strategic leader in a positive way. Yeah? So, This is an interesting one. How about if I were able to get you guys to change the way you think? If my leadership would get you guys to do things differently than you normally would do, I would be
An influential.
Persuasive.
Transform.
there you go, transforming.
Transform.
Yeah?
Transform.
That would be a transformational leader. Okay? Now, each and every type or style of leadership has positive aspects, but also could have negative aspects.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? And most people find themselves in 2 or 3 or even 4 different types of leadership. Yeah? And there's nothing wrong with doing that. Yeah? Sometimes you may think, oh, I need a strategy to achieve my goals. Sometimes you say, no, it's my choice. I do it my way or the highway. Yeah? Or sometimes you say, you know what? I should ask everybody what they think. There's 3 forms that we just spoke about, and there's nothing wrong with each and every one of them. And sometimes a combination, if you know the difference, may be to your advantage. Okay, let's have a look at another one. What if I wanted you, and you to help me?
Depend.
What am I building?
Team.
Team
Team
leader.
leadership. Team leadership.
Team leadership.
Team leader.
Okay? Very, very important to understand that the strength of a team, yeah? People say the weakness of a team is its weakest link.
Wow.
That is very much so. But it's not everything. Okay? Because I disagree with that, because if you were a team, then you would help the weakest link. Okay? That is the idea of a team. Yeah? So, and if you look at it in sports, in life, in work, in business, everything, there is always a weak link. But with the support of the team, we can take care of that weakness. So what I would like to do is just to give you that idea and to think about the importance of positive thinking, the importance of thinking, okay, now I have somebody, and you will learn about this also about the faithful, yeah, and the fruitful, yeah. So what happens there is, if somebody is faithful, they will most certainly be fruitful.
Amen.
But they will not maybe be fruitful from the beginning. Yeah? But with the help and support of others. Yeah? And what happens very, very often in life, and you get this, is there is 10 people sitting here. And we have a problem to solve. And one person here has the solution to that problem. But he or she doesn't want to speak, doesn't want to say. Okay? And if we had the confidence, if we had the understanding, yeah, then we could, and this person trusts the team, then they may actually open their mouth and say, I have a good solution for our problem. But if we don't respect everybody in the team, this person may never speak out, and we lose a great deal of information or success because we weren't ready to listen. Yeah? Or we didn't encourage other team members, the weakest link. Yeah? Looking at somebody as a weak link, she never speaks anyway. But she may have a brilliant idea. Okay? So that is very, very important. Oh, this is a very interesting one. Now, I'm from Germany. And you, I would say, are from Philippines.
Yes.
Okay. You have any, you?
Africa.
Africa. Africa is big. Okay.
From
Africa,
Cameroon.
Philippines, Germany.
Cambodia.
Okay. We have a USA in the back.
Yeah.
Okay. So, now, what could be different between us?
Cultures. Yes, cultures.
Okay. Now, a good leader would take these cultures and put them into one. Okay? And this style of leadership is called,
Cross
don't let me down.
Unify.
No, it's not unified. It's called
Cross-cultural.
cross-cultural leadership. Very, very good. Okay? And we are different cultures. And something that I like to use in communication is we get lost in communication. Because you and I are talking in a different language.
Yeah.
Okay? And if I consider that in my culture, it might be considered very rude to laugh loud. And in your culture, everybody laughs loud.
Yes.
Okay? So, this would already cause some tension between us. Okay? Japanese are very, very quiet people. And the degree of bowing is very, very important. In Thai culture, when you take a glass and the level of the height of the glass is very important. If this is the rim of one glass and my glass, and if I put my glass higher than he is, that means I consider myself to be higher than he is.
I know.
Yeah?
Yes.
Something not many people know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? And you may actually offend somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So, cross-cultural leadership is also, especially in our case here, very, very important. Yeah? And bringing the understanding of the different cultures. Okay? Now, you have 3 or 4 Filipinos in your team, and they're partying and shouting and having a good time. Yeah?
Ganun
And you
talaga
have
example.
2 Japanese, and they look at them and say, look at them. Yeah? Because it's difference in culture. Okay? Who speaks French?
Wow.
See.
See. Hanggang dun lang.
Now, if we were to talk about, take it easy, if we don't do it today, we can do it tomorrow. The French have a word for this.
Na mañana in Spanish.
What it means, or what I'm trying to say, is let's not pay particular attention to details and to time. What kind of a leadership would that be? The French say laissez-faire.
Yeah, laissez-faire.
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 Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let them do.
It's about the employees.
It could be a catastrophical form of leadership. Yeah? But it is a form of leadership.
Let them just let them do what they want to do.
Up to you.
Yeah.
Specific.
It's up to
This
you.
is like, I'm the leader, but you
But
guys
you
can do
can't.
whatever you like.
Yeah.
Sabay-sabay.
Sabay-sabay.
Yeah,
Alay ka na.
yeah. The Thai may call it sabay-sabay leadership.
Sabay-sabay.
But the importance is that as a leader, I don't define myself as a leader, and I leave it to your choice, to your decision, to do what you want to do, which usually brings a lot of problems with it. Yeah? Especially when we are in a cross-cultural situation. Okay? So, what else do we have? Let's talk about. What if I were to come and to explain to you how you should do something? What would I be doing?
That is a facilitative leadership.
No,
Facilitative.
it's not.
Dictator.
I'm glad that you mentioned that, but we're not there yet.
Napaka-dictator niyo naman.
What if I were to tell you to use this computer, you need to switch it on, then you need to press the button. Teaching,
Instruction.
yes. Teaching.
Or instruction.
Instructional.
What is a form of teaching?
Directional.
What was I? I was a coach. Okay. Coaching leadership.
Mm.
Very, very important.
Exact word. Coaching.
The only problem with coaching leadership is when you show, like, I know everything. Okay? And I ask an architect to help me build this building, and then I'm telling him how he should do his job. Yeah? That sounds funny, but it's very, very offensive,
Yeah.
and it's very, very rude, of course. Yeah? And I lose credibility as a leader. Yeah? If I have an architect, then I don't need to tell him. I can talk to him about my wishes.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Design.
can say, look, we have only a limited space, and we have this, and I would love to have a two-story church, if possible, yeah, and so on and so forth. But I'm not going to tell him, yeah, have you drawn the line? Maybe you should draw this line this way. Maybe you should angle this. Yeah. That happens quite a lot. People recognize themselves, yeah, that they want to control everything, and it just does not work that way. If I have an accountant in my team, he should do the finances. I don't need to talk to him or teach him about double entry bookkeeping. Yeah? Because he knows it much better than I do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now here's a very, very interesting one, especially for the church. I have an idea. Okay. And I would like to change the culture of the way people think in churches.
I've learned that from Pastor Mitchell. That is about vision. Visionary.
Very
Wow.
good. Visionary leadership.
Or
You
you
find the
understand.
heart that Pastor John was talking about. Think, yeah, that's a great idea. You know what? I feel the same way. And it's discovering passion. It's discovering the heart, basically, of to do something important for you, and where you would say, yes, I can recognize myself in this assignment. Okay? So, not many left now.
2. 2 more.
Really, 2?
No, three.
Two.
Somebody's counting.
We are on 11.
Yeah.
Ah,
2 more.
Now, this one was mentioned by one of you two, which was
Dictator?
facilitative.
No.
facilitative.
Huh?
Now, what would be facilitative leadership? Could you explain that to me?
It facilitates the employees, yeah, to do this and that.
It facilitates.
Yeah.
That's
It
what the
gives
word
ideas
says.
like
Gives roles
Facilitative.
like
facilitate. I
Just
mean,
facilitating.
He is there facilitating. He's not just giving instructions, but he is having the physical appearance to the project sample.
Okay, a physical appearance
Yes.
sounds very good to me. I can live with that. Okay. I think it's self-explanatory, but so
Ano yun?
oh, this should be the final one. And let's say
Number 2 charisma.
if I were to change things through the way I do things, that my actions would have a reaction. If I were to behave a certain way, if I were to do something a different way,
And it's about reward.
reward,
Rewarding.
when we talk about rewards, we talk about incentives. Incentives are used in the business world very much so. If you sell so many houses, I'll give you one for free. Yeah? So these are incentives, but they're not what I'm talking about. You can use incentives in almost all forms of leadership, and they are good to a certain extent, because incentives awake people's desires, and that could be very negative. Yeah? When people start working with their elbows, yeah, knocking teammates out of the way, because I want the incentive. Yeah? It doesn't have to be that way, but I just like to talk to you about the possibility of giving incentives. Yeah? They can be motivational, but they also can be very destructive.
Yes.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. I'm talking about transactional leadership. Okay?
Transactional.
Transactional.
Very good. So, we have 12 forms of leadership. Now, does anybody recognize themselves in one particular form?
Maybe you can recognize me, but I can't recognize
I'm
you.
a visionary.
Kaya
Visionary.
ako dictionary.
Dictionary na.
Please forgive me that I don't know names yet.
Yes.
When I was a coach, we used to put the players' names on their helmets, which made it easy for me. But in this case, you'll have to bear with me a while. Yeah, I may call you Tom or Timothy or
Wow.
Jimmy, something that sounds
Abraham.
similar. Yeah, but other than that, I'm pretty good with names after about 6 months.
6 months.
Okay. Do you recognize you? Can you tell me your name?
Kenneth,
Kenneth.
Kenneth. Ah, we actually spoke, right?
Yeah.
We wrote.
I emailed you.
Yes, you emailed.
Kenneth.
Thank you. Do you recognize yourself anywhere?
Yes,
Would
I.
you say if I were to lead a group, I would like to be, or I think I am this type?
Yes, I think I am in the visionary leader.
Visionary leader. Ah, you pick out the best, I like. Okay.
Yeah, actually I can be considered in two types: strategic and visionary.
Visionary and strategic. Ooh, that's a deadly combination. Pastor John, if I was you, I would be watching my back.
No, because in my team I
In a
look
positive
for,
way.
I look for people.
The guy has vision and
Strategy.
No, not here. In some in one of my group, aside from the church. Yes, I have to.
No, you, young lady, where do you recognize yourself?
The first word. Whatever.
The first one, autocratic.
No, laissez-faire.
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 Laissez, oh, the French word.
Yeah, laissez-faire.
Yeah. It's up to them.
Up to you. Just like teachers in Thailand. Up to them, teacher.
Sabay-sabay.
That may actually work in the church, but in real life,
It's,
if somebody says, I'm a laissez-faire leader, they'll say, thank you for the interview. Nice seeing you. You?
Guys, I'll ask you.
Yeah. I don't know.
Where I belong, where I belong.
No, where do you see yourself?
Missionary.
Sometimes I'm democratic.
Sometimes.
Or maybe the opposite.
Maybe just every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
Sometimes
Democratic.
I'm democratic. I am
Maybe the
democratic. I am charismatic. And
you are
I do
everything.
cross-cultural. And sometimes
So basically, you're the next Donald Trump. You?
Coaching.
Coaching. Sounds good. I can do that. Young man.
Me, many
Same.
Yes, I think number one would be missionary, two is strategy,
Wow.
three would be
Oh, Pastor John. Here's another one.
three would be democratic,
Watch out.
four and team, and five
Yeah.
facilitator, six and coaching.
Wow.
Say I'm just all
Amen.
round.
Half of the style of
But I
leadership.
practice.
This one is, I think I have two. It's charismatic and transformational.
Wow.
Charismatic. Because it's all about passion. When you say
Yeah.
charisma, right?
Charisma is about passion.
So because I have a very
There's a
passionate
ministry.
in every way, it's like art, music, like that. So it involves transformation about life too.
Sure, very good, very good. Oh, how about you?
I.
Photographic.
No. Photography.
I scared her because I came too close.
Yeah. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. But I want to be, or maybe transforming and visionary. Because it's also important to help people transform,
Yeah.
to be a good leader.
Amen.
Very good. And you, finally?
Autocratic.
So, did I miss anybody?
No.
Yes, I
Pastor
did.
John.
Pastor
Pastor
John,
John.
Pastor John.
How do you see yourself?
a loving leader. Loving.
All of
All of the
All-
balance. Balance.
Even that of Donald Trump.
I know. A loving leader. A loving leader.
I would, if I
Autocratic
could
leader?
make a suggestion, Pastor John is for me very much a charismatic leader.
Wow.
Yeah?
Amen.
Because he has a charisma
Charisma.
when how he speaks and how he teaches.
Mhm.
Okay. He is a coaching leader
Yes.
because he coaches. Okay. Did I miss out any? Am I getting some plus points?
Visionary as well.
Visionary
And a
leader.
visionary leader.
Yeah.
And
Should be.
visionary.
Yeah.
Very
So
good.
others may live.
Yes, exactly. So you see, we all have some forms of talents, of leadership. Most of us have not had the opportunity or have used these talents. Okay? But if each and every one of you were to be given an assignment tomorrow to do something, you would look at it strategically, okay? You would look at it emotionally, yeah? And you would look how and who can I get to help me, okay? These are generally the three things that happen. And something for me is missing here in the 12 leadership. Number 13 would be a
Servant.
servant, that would be number 14. But no, very true, very true.
Servant leadership.
Yes. But I lack communication
Yeah.
Mm.
because a leader who has communication is also a very strong leader. That he finds the level of communication with each and every team member. Okay? This is important to me because I had 75 players on my team that I coached.
Wow.
Yeah? And that's 75 different characters.
Yes.
75 different ideas.
Mhm.
Yeah? And sometimes you need to stroke a player and say, oh, you are my best player. Without you, my team is nothing. Yeah? Sometimes you need to grab somebody and say, you're going to do this for me right now. Yeah? And sometimes you just look at a player and he nods and says, yes, I know I made a mistake. Or, yeah? You don't even need to communicate because my body language and his body language understood each other without one verbal communication. Okay? That's called non-verbal communication. Yeah? But the important thing is that we have different characters in your team, and different characters need different forms of leadership. Okay? And sometimes you have somebody that you need to, motivate. Sometimes you have people that you need to just be thankful for what they're doing. And sometimes you have people, you don't really need to talk to them. You understand each other. Yeah? So very, very important for every leader is to understand if we're going to build a team, and I predict that this is a tremendously strong team right here.
Amen.
And the importance is to recognize where each and every one's strength is. Whether it's communication, whether it's serving, whether it's organizing, All these talents are necessary to make a team successful.